Are you ready? Alrighty, welcome back. I'm in a better mood today. I was in a good mood yesterday. Just had to talk things over, I guess. As I was thinking last night, as I was recalling what was the film was about or the video was about, there was a good suggestion on Facebook or YouTube, one or the other, I'm not sure it was. He said, put a piece of insulation on the firewall. That would fix the whole problem, would it not? We'll throw a little piece of insulation on the front, and that will make us all happy. And that'll make people on YouTube happy, people on Facebook happy. I can throw a little insulation on that perforated metal in the firewall, and that would fix it all. You never know. We might even change it to a piece of aluminum. Who knows? But anyways, today, what I've got to do is, I don't know how you want to come take a look at it, sweetheart, but on the inside, we'll take off the wheel. On the inside of the wheel well on this thing, it's not connected to our skeleton yet. I've connected it all the way up to the A pillar, all the way down to the quarter panel, right into here. You can see where the square tubing here is on the outside. I've got a piece of square tubing welded to the skeleton on the inside of the floor, on the frame that we made. I got that welded there. And then I welded the underneath sill on that square tubing on the back and on the front. So the bottom sill is all tied in now. Now what I have to do is close the wheel well off, because it's rotted in there. You can see on that side where it's rotted on the bottom, and you can see the skeleton. What I have to do is I have to make a piece fit the skeleton and finish off the wheel well and tie it into that square tubing, and then that makes the wheel well of the car tied into the skeleton, which makes it all one. That's what I'm trying to do as I go along. I got this wheel well, the other wheel well to do, and then we're on to the doors. And the doors are probably going to be, I'm going to say a little bit aggravating, but it'll go. It'll be fine. I'm just going to jack this bad boy up. I'm going to take the wheel off, and we're going to fix the wheel well according to us. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fix it according to us. We're just going to do what we have to do to fix it, tied in to that skeleton that we made. And basically, that's what has to happen once you make the skeleton. Then you got to connect the car to the skeleton. And then we'll go along and we'll see how we've connected it. And you can tell me if you like or if you dislike. And we all know sometimes that does not matter. I hate to say that, but it's true. It's true. Take this off. The wheel nuts are loose, thank God. Got the thing jacked up now. That's good. The skeleton that I made for the floor, I just made it square. I didn't make anything round. The wheel well on this car has got a round shape to it. Not going to try to make it original, not even by a little bit, because the car is not original at all. Now we can see the chassis and see the wheel well does not fit that square tubing. But what I have to do is I have to bring a piece of metal down and weld onto that all the way around there and get that connected in there and make that look nice. And basically connect it to the car. We're connected here now. You can see it's connected here. I've got another one welded from here into the, you can see underneath here actually. Well, you can't see underneath. The inside's best. But basically we just want to connect it all together to make it good and strong. This shape right here, it's got a square shape there, and it's just a little tiny shape here and round. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this shape here to fit this. And I'm going to weld this metal all to the square tubing all the way along here and all the way up this thing, put a piece of weld on that. So that there will be very strong. That wheel well's in there. Not going to fix this sort of stuff. I've got something on the other side there. I had to put a little piece in there to weld the inside window back to the wheel well. I had to fix that a little bit. Not going that far with it. We're making something that's going to go down the track probably 10 or 15 times. We're not going to run up and down for the rest of our life, or you know what I'm saying. We're just making something to play with. Also, this car, as you can tell, we could leave this thing outdoors at any point in time. Leave it outdoors. It's not going to hurt the seats. It's not going to hurt the car. It's not going to hurt anything. We left the motors outside before. We cover the carburetor up, but this car can be left outdoors and you can start it up anytime you want it to, and we can drive it in the dooryard to do anything we want with it. But right this present moment, that does not fit that corner, so I'm going to get rid of it. so I can make something so it does fit. So I'm just going to take a cord. I'm going to jump inside. I'm going to jump inside and take a look at it and cut it, because I can see a lot better inside than I can on the outside what needs to be cut, or what I want it to cut like to make it work. Get off. I'm just going to get a zip cut. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to shear that off so it looks okay, I guess. And basically I want to keep this stuff just to make, keep the old car look, but I have to connect them wheel wells down tight to that skeleton, or we're not going to have something that's worth anything really if we do not tie it all together. And basically that's what you got to do. Tie it all together. And I've done this many, many times, and it doesn't not matter if it's original or not. Just look at the car. Did I just bust the blade? Nope, I didn't bust it, but I didn't do it any good. I need another blade before I go in. Wasn't quite ready with that, I guess. Get another blade before I go in. Got my glasses. Let's go for it. Let's go inside the car, cut some of the wheel well out. And Jolene's light's not working. Damn thing, eh? That's hard to get into that way because of the wheel turning. Oh! Gee, that car is some light. Did you see that? Wow. How am I going to get in this thing? Wow. I have to let it back down, I guess. A little ways. I'll let it down so that wheel won't move. We'll go on the other side. Be smart about it, I guess. And once I get the wheel wells tied in, then it's going to the doors, and then it's over. We'll be able to put a seat in it, put a battery in it, and take her for a run. But what you can see on this, I don't know if Jolene wants to come over here and show you or not. That light is being a bugger. But anyways, where's the other light I had? So what has happened is the wheel well, their lights have gone out, and there she goes. We're in the twilight zone. This stuff is when the floor comes over here. The floor can come right over to here on this. This is your sill here. The floor is going to come over here and come right underneath the door and cover this. You got square tubing here, tied it together. Square tubing up there, tied that outside sill together, all tied to the floor. The wheel wells are tied here. This is connected back together. The inside window panel has been connected back together. All that's been connected back together. The door has been started being welded back together. I got to make a piece for here to tie that post back there, but it's all a process. When I look at this, I see this piece going here. I see the 90 here kicked out. If I cut it off halfway, to me, it would look not finished. So I'm going to cut it right up to there and cut it off, and that way there, whatever I make from there down, who knows? I'm going to have to cut that up from the other side. Just for now, just to see what I got. Gonna have to come over here further, so just cutting it out, seeing what's going on. I cannot fix it unless I cut it out. Yeah. I'm gonna get on the outside and cut that out. We'll leave that right down there. I'm gonna jump out and cut the outside, because I can't get it from the inside. It's a beautiful day here in Nova Scotia. It's a beautiful day. I want to thank everybody for the comments and all the concerns and all that sort of stuff. You know, every once in a while it's good to have a conflict or something that someone does not agree on. And that way there we all can come together on a conclusion and carry on from there, really, you know, basically. I think it's good for that stuff to happen. If everything went well or perfect, how boring would that be? And basically the reason I cut that flapper off there, because like I said, once it's underneath that brace, then it doesn't look like it's been messed with, I guess. But right now I'm going to lay a piece in there. I'm going to lay a piece that goes right straight in here, and then I'll make something that, well, let's go for it. Let's do it. I'm going to take a little piece of cardboard, Bristol board. Thanks, Bristol board people. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're in my brain every time I grab a piece. Jolene's just as beautiful as ever today. Just as beautiful as ever. I'm going to need a marker. No, I got a marker in my pocket. Let's do this. All right. Something like that. It could slow you down, could scare you. I don't know. To me, it's just kind of something I have to fill in. I have to, you know, come. You know, we're going to have to come to there. I'm going to. See that right there? That piece of metal is going to fit on the bottom of that. It is. Just a guess. Just a guess. Just making a small piece so I can do something with it. I'm just going to cut that straight because it doesn't look straight there. And that's okay if it doesn't look straight. Just want a piece. Did not make that long enough by no means at all. I'm too short there, obviously. Didn't do that right at all. But that's okay. We'll just go like this. We'll use this piece. I got the square tubing that I want to cover up. I'm going to do this. Come on the outside here. Mark that. And I need, we'll say, 1.5 inches more. We need 1.5 inches more to get up there. So when I make my real pattern, I'll do 1.5 inches more. That fits up there. I can weld that right up that seam there. I can weld that right along there, just like I did the other metal, weld it right along there. Just need to come up a little bit more. Let's do it again. Let me take a second. We're going to go up that much higher. I don't know if we need. Bald and Dangerous contacted Jolene. For the YouTube people or for everybody that follows, would like to have a question time where they get to ask me a question, and I think that would be fun. I think it's what it is. It's more difficult than anything to. I'm going to cut it there because we have a cut there, so you can see that cut right there. I'm just going to cut that so I can slide it up and behind it so I can get a truer read. It's hard to do it live, is it not? Because of the YouTube, you really have to post it. That has to be cut off. Make me happy. I'm just going to slide that in there like that. I got that there like that. I'm going to take a little more off that right there because it doesn't fit that nicely. But we will try to do that for everybody. Also, we have an interview coming up soon. If people want to watch that, we have an interview coming up. What date's that, baby? Jolene has booked me an interview, or not say booked me an interview. They've asked to interview us, and October 20th we'll be doing a live interview, and it'll be it'll be on Facebook and YouTube. So okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that like that. This does not fit that. No, it does not. We're still going to have to cut that and make that go over. Or I'm going to have to cut it across here, which we will. And then we'll put a piece on this side going up to here, and we'll match it up to this. Actually, what I want to do, I'm going to take a piece of tape and tape that on there, and then I want to go on the inside. I can go around the other side, it's easier. I'm going to tape that on that corner, and then I can go on the inside and see exactly how I want to cut it, because it's not going exactly the way I want it to. No, it's not. And you should expect that if you're fixing something like that. We're changing the shape, the complete shape of the wheel well in the front here. Yes, we are. We're changing it. But that's okay. We've changed it all so far, have we not? We've changed the roof. We've changed the doors. We've changed the sills. We've changed the frame. We've changed it all. And that's what we like to do. It's called fun, really. It's called fun. It's called fun. Now, as I get in here, I can see, obviously, I can see a little bit better what it looks like in the inside here. If you come take a look, sweetheart, come take a look. This is the magic, I guess. I've got it covered on this side. I'm going to weld it to the square tubing down the bottom. I showed you on there. I'm going to weld it to the wheel well on the outside down that lip. If I bring this all the way over like that, it can fit this way, but we're going to have like a hole here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace it off like that. And that way there, if I cut that line off, that angle, when I put my metal on here, I can bring my metal to that angle. And then there's no big hole going up here. So basically, what I'm doing is, that looks not bad, I don't mind that. Cut that a little bit, and then we'll just actually take that in a little closer. And I'm going to rip that off the outside, got tape on that. We are changing the wheel well in there. That does not matter to me. I'm just trying to mock what we got for the skeleton there, and trying to make it as easy as I can. This seems pretty easy to make a piece like this and just go with what is necessary. Don't let anything hold you back. As you can see, that's the way we build here. We don't let anything hold us back. You know, if we do not have it, we try to make it. It's just good stuff, you know. And when you accomplish it, there's no other feeling like it. There's no other feeling like it. So, if I put that back in there, don't know if I'm going to use that piece on the top there or not. I put that back in there. Now we got a different angle. That can be pushed down here and welded on the back side of that. And then we bring this piece down, we'll put it on this angle here, and we'll weld it down here, and we'll go down straight like that. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this piece first. You can do this any way you want to. Yes, you can. Any way you want to. That's not too bad. I have another piece there, did I? I'm going to get a piece. Look at this, even got a table. Moving up in the world I am. Up to a table. Alrighty. Just gonna get it in here and go cut it off. Oops, daisy. Let's get a true read going on here. Slow down here a little bit. It's awesome. Little cut there. I'm not making no hard turns or no hard curves, nothing I'm going to beat or try to wheel. I'm just going to make it as easy as possible and fill that hole. Once the wheel's on, it's hard to It's hard to, you wouldn't notice it anyways. And also, where we've made the skeleton of the floor, this is what works. This is what works. This is what works. It's a beautiful day here in Nova Scotia. If I haven't said that, did I say that yet? Man, I love you, Jolene. Jolene's a beautiful woman. I love her. She makes me happy, boys. She makes me happy. But, knowing that, you must know that I can make myself happy. And when I make myself happy, that means I can be happy with Jolene. Alrighty. Controversies is good sometimes. Controversy is good sometimes. That's how it brings people together. You know, when you go too far, well then that's you know that when it's too far, when people start fighting. But there is there is a time when everybody can get along, and have a different opinion. And that firewall has come. There's a lot of great ideas that come from that firewall. A piece of insulation would fix it. We could change it out for a piece of aluminum. Baby's checking my mic. Baby checking my mic. Sometimes the metal doesn't bend as easy as the paper, but I gotta cut a little off that edge because it's not going up in there nice. Bum bum bum. Just gonna take that down. Let's cut a little off with the grinder. Let's get it down in place where we want it. There we go. I'll just trace this outside, I guess, make it. I have that marker on me. Put that marker inside, didn't I? Huh? I get it. I get it. Just trying to make this fit the best I can. And I can make it fit after I put it on, actually, but just gonna. Trying to get her in shape here. Alrighty. Let's take a look on the inside. Now I'm just going to weld that right down that edge. Nice place to weld it. Seems like it is to me. Seems like a nice place to weld it. I gotta look on this side. Good. Good. Good whole wheat shreddies. You can come take a look on that side. You can see how it's going. I'm going to get the welder geared up here. Alrighty. Once we get the body tied to the skeleton that we made, once we get the body tied to the skeleton that we made all the way around the wheel wells, it's going to be a nice and tight little body. You could take it off and put it on anything, and I think it would make anybody happy. Because it's going to be tight and right. Everything's going to be connected. It's fun to do this or it's been fun for me just to, I know what a car goes together like when you put the floor together on the car, but it's been good how this car went together. It's going really well. One thing I will say about it, I would have had the floor in it before, but we're going with aluminum on this, and I can't weld the aluminum in, so I have to do all the sheet metal work before I go to the end of the aluminum. Basically, I have to. Haven't ground much off on this car because just haven't. Basically, I might leave the welds there just to keep for all the strength that we need or want. And now I'm just gonna put this in there, and then we'll go from there. I like. That in there tight. 36 Ford also has a little trim molding here. I might put that on after. I mean, it's not necessary. It's not necessary, but I might. My helmet was dirty, and I decided to use Jolene's brand new Lincoln. Wow, what a difference! What a difference! Beautiful, beautiful. Got to be careful on that old metal. It's not, it's had some missing, or not missing, but it's gotten thin over the years, obviously. Got to go easy on it. I like welding at high heat. I'm on C. I like high heat, and the reason I like high heat because I like the penetration as quick as possible. This really tightens the car up, This is what makes it a car when we're tying it all in like this. It's not really a car until it has the floor tied in, and this is what's going to make it. Tying it all together. That's what I like about doing this sort of stuff. I can make the shape any way I want to. I do not have to make the shape the way they've got it made to build a car. No, I do not. That's the way they have done it. Doesn't mean that's the way I have to do it. That's what it means. That's the fun part about it. Now, restoration is a lot different. You're trying to emulate and do the exact same thing that they have done. It's okay for a while, but it didn't keep me at the brain very, very stimulated. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't. Just want to cut that back some, just so make sure I get welded in the right spot. Might have to speed that up. It's all right, we got her tacked on. I'm going to weld that completely all the way along there, nice and tight and right. I'll probably weld that, well, I will weld that all after. Let's go on the inside and see what we got. Let's go make a piece on the inside. When I make the piece on the inside, then I can cut that stuff off. That will not matter. We need the wheel well tied to the skeleton of the floor to make this thing tight. That's what we need. I need a piece of cardboard. I'll get a piece of cardboard. What's that, sweetheart? She wants to check my mic. She wants to touch me, boys. She wants to touch me. God bless her. Am I good? Alrighty, I need, well, we'll just take that in with me. I need a marker and a pair of scissors maybe. We'll go inside, we'll make a piece for that. And the reason I'm going to go inside is because I can see the angle of the piece that I have inside. And then I can go to it. Now we're doing this as quickly as possible. That's what we're doing, as quickly as possible. That's why I like to do things. I like a pat. Well, when I'm doing things or when I'm doing something, I always try to, I don't know, time myself, I guess. I'm not saying time myself, but I like a patch an hour is what I like. It kind of lets you know if you're doing things right or if you're going behind or what you're doing. I'm going to cut this off. Nope, I'm going to unmask that is what I'm going to do. Nope. Yeah, I didn't like the way that ripped, but let's see if I can get this piece in here. All right, now we're long enough. That's good. Okay, I'm going to take a little chunk out of that so we can get back there a little bit. So what I want to do, just want to get behind, I want to get in behind this square tube. I want to get enough in there that I can weld that in there. I'm going to cut this. Right there. Get in there, get in behind that, get down in there. I don't like, this is one thing I don't like. I do not like, I just want to make that go on there like that. That fits down there nice, I like that. Alrighty. I'm thinking I'm down in front. Yep, lots long. Fitting good there, down on there. Okay. This is what I'm just gonna cut this off, see what it looks like. And if I gotta add something to it. I can see over in the corner it's a bit shy, so I'm gonna have to add some to it. I'm gonna have to add some to it, but that's no problem. So that'll go on there like that. We'll do that like that. Piece of my tape out there, sweetheart. Get you to pass my tape somehow, some way, please, sweetheart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this. Well, it just fell, but I'm going to tape it in place on the inside here. Then I'm going to have to get on the outside and mark it, just like I did on the first one. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Sanko. Excuse me. Nope. Nope. That's like, well, I go like that. I think we went like that. All right. What I want this to do, I want this to, this fits good on this edge. This is what I want. I want it to fit good on this edge. And I do not want it to move from that edge because that edge there, I'm going to weld together. I'm going to butt weld that together. But I want to tape that right there. I'm going to throw a little tape back here just to hold it in place. Alrighty. Come off a little bit. What I have to do is go out and trace off the bottom of the square tubing underneath there, and then I have to add a little bit right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece off this, and I'll add it to the outside to fit that. Take my scissors with me and my tape. I'm going to go to the outside now. The quicker I get in and get out, the quicker it gets done. And the quicker I tie the wheel well together, the quicker we go on to something else. Alrighty. Now you can see a piece of tape. I got a piece of wheel well thing here. See that piece of square? See that right there? I just took a piece of tape. You can see it's right there. I'm just going to put it in there, like so. Joey says, I should just. Alrighty, now I'm just going to go on this metal here. I'm going to take a little bit off. Ah, jeez. And I'm going to weld it to that square tubing all the way along the bottom. There's where I need that. Just going to take a look on the inside, see if I like it on the inside. Man, I like it. I'm going to take it off. This is what I'm going to do. I got the inside going on here. Now you can see, you can see I got my new piece right here where it come up in there. My patch is above, on top of this line right here. I don't really want that, so I'll just take my piece and draw it so it goes underneath that line and goes tighter to the metal. And then we'll actually maybe make it a little bit. We'll do that. How about that? That's what we'll do. We'll go from there right straight across. And that should give us our piece that we want. Nothing major went on there. Just playing. What can I say? Just playing with cardboard or Bristol board and drawing pieces to make it fit. And if it does not fit, I do not get all worked up. I'm not concerned, because what I can do is I can just take a piece of tape and add a piece to it. Like, I mean, it's just a pattern, you know. It's just a pattern. I know that we always want it as true as possible. But here we go. Lots of good metal there to weld to. That's what I was eyeing up, seeing if there was lots of good metal there to weld to. And then we'll just go like that. Pull our tape off. Go to our metal. It's over here. You know, something like that could bugger someone up for a while, wondering what am I going to do? Well, one piece at a time, and make it as simple as possible. Like, if it's, you know, don't make it hard. Try to make it as simple as possible. Not going to get that piece, am I? Going to get a piece. That piece stuck me in the leg this morning. It must be telling me something. That was a piece I'm going to use. Once the wheel well's tied in it, that'll be nice. That'll make it that much stronger again. Every time we connect something, I got to cut the bottom of this off. What do I mean by cut the bottom of it off? I got to cut this off. I didn't do that yet. That was a guess. I hope that it worked out right. Put that on there. Do that now, would you? Whoop, 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 whoop. That in there. I'm going to make this look straight, because why not? Don't have to go off by that paper. We can make it nice and round there. We don't have to go with that edge. And this here can be poof. Then we'll do that. End of my marker. We'll put that right there. Cut this off. And when I'm doing this, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah, you could have made the piece exactly the same as the wheel well there is there now. Then what I could have done, I could have welded it to the square tubing where it would have touched, where it was round and it didn't hit that square where I have it going. It could be round, wouldn't hit the square tubing. I could make the wheel well round and then put a piece of metal and fit it on the square tubing weld on the square tubing and cut that piece of metal that's round and go onto that wheel well. You could do that too. I had that in my brain. I could have done that. I just didn't want to take the time to try to make that turn in that wheel well when it's basically not necessary to get where I'm going. It's not necessary. It's not. I'm making it our way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there. I'm going to weld that on there and flush that off quickly. I'm going to do that, weld that on. There's a piece of square tubing I got to weld there. Get my glasses on. We'll flush that. We'll get that welded, flushed off first, and then we'll put this piece in, and we'll go from there. Just flush it off. Got a flapper wheel right there. Want to weld it together before I put this piece on. I'm going to weld this piece on too, so you can imagine how strong that is. When that square tubing is coming down, it's welded on, and then we have a piece like the wheel well that's welded on the wheel well and welded down the square tubing and along that square tubing. You'd have to rip that in half to get that square tubing come apart, and that's a good feeling when it comes to a car, because you really have to have confidence. You know, as we all disagree and agree on the firewall and all that sort of stuff, and you know what we're using it for, and you know that sort of stuff. What can I say? You really, you know, you want the car to be safe. I mean, let's face it. I want the car to be safe anyways. Body-wise, I want the car to be safe as it can be. Now we're going to shove that in there. Shove that in there. I'm going to have to take a little bit off that, I see, on the corner. That's all right. Can you kick the grinder underneath there, baby? Is there any chance of that? You kicking that just so I can knock the corner off this? Kick the flapper wheel in. You can just kick it underneath the car if you want to. Oh, thank you. Inside the cars just as well. I bent that when I pulled it out. Bend it when I put it back in. I'm just going to slide that in there. Now, can't see the outside, but I can feel it. I want to get a tack on this. Just want to tack that there. I want to hit it too, but okay, we'll have to get that. I'm going to scrape some of that off. That's good. That's good. I'm going to come to the outside. We're good. I'm going to come to the outside, bang it around, put a little weld on it, and then we'll come to the inside, scrape it off, and then we'll weld it on. That's called oil can. That's called oil can. What I just done there, that's oil can. That roof's been oil can before we started. And that's what oil can is. That's what oil can is. I set down. Nope. Here we go. Now would you? Stop it. Stop it. Huh. Did I weld that on yet? Nope, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there. And the reason I'm going to leave it there, because why not? Make sure that's in there tight. What a beautiful helmet, I must say. You can see down here, like see down here, this is my suggestion. You can see down here on this line, it did not fit perfectly down there. Did not. And if I pushed it down there, it might have, I'm not sure. I think I have to zip cut some off. Yes, I do. I think I have to zip cut some of that off. But where that's up there, like on that square tubing a little bit, when I weld it up, this is what I'll do. I'll weld to the bottom of the square tubing, and then when it comes time to grind it off, you would never know that I was up that high on that end. That's basically, that's a trick that, it's not a trick. It's something that you know, you'll be aware of. When you weld something up and you're a little shy on something, or if I'm welding the square tubing, I will weld that completely shut. When I grind it off, then I still will not see it. If I weld it just where it's done, when I grind it off, then I'll see the weld, then I'll see where the square tubing was and where the metal was. If I weld it up like this, I can grind it off and it'll look just like this. That's what I'm trying to tell you at the present moment. It'll look just like it should. And I would just weld to the bottom of the square tubing, so you have when you grind it off, it looks right. Or if you don't grind it off, it looks right. If you leave it and just weld the metal, then it will not. And I probably could have pushed it down there a little bit, but it's fitting nice up in the back here. Here's another spot I got to get before I take off. Now you can picture, or I don't know if you can picture, but you should be able to imagine how strong that would be with that piece of metal on there, a piece of square tubing there, and a piece of square tubing, that metal all welded on that square tubing, how hard that would be to rip that. I'm just going to leave that for now, put that back in there. I'm going to go on the inside now, and I'm going to match the corners up. See, I've got the corners here now. Now I'm going to match that up. And I don't think it should be too hard. Just be the matter of getting it pushed in. The metal on the outside, we'll deal with that here in a minute. Gonna scratch some. Just old stuff. This can be cleaned up later and after on if it wants to be, but basically the car we're building here is a hot rod race car, I guess you would call it, I guess, somewhat. And just going to take and tack one together. Now, push this to the wheel well. We'll start in the center here. Take a little zip cut. Down through the hole. Look at that, would you? Pull the old grinder up to the hole in the bottom. Look at that. Now, we're just tuck them in together. Just kind of put them together now, easy. Come on now. Just want to get her stuck together. Alrighty. We'll just continue. There's a little bit of... That's nice, actually, it's tight. Just hold it till the red's going, basically. That generally helps. Now we got to go on the outside, finish welding that down there. Finish welding all along the bottom. And then we should be good to go. I'm going to just scrape a little bit more of this off. So I want to get a couple more on the inside. Get some good metal there. So basically what I'm going to do now, I'll go on the outside, weld it all off. We'll go on the outside now, see what's going on. I have totally changed the shape of that wheel well coming down there. I have totally changed it. It's called oil can. It's called oil can. So basically what's going on now, I know where the cut mark is, so if I want to cut that off straight, I can get that to fit nice, and I probably will. We'll just go like this, pull the grinder out. I'm going to take the helmet off. I didn't have any glasses on, or I take them off in there. Oh, glasses right there. little sucking on. Hoping that I get that off. Come on off there. And when you do something like this, it usually makes the metal very tight to get there. Come on off. Guess I haven't sheared her enough. This is how, if I overlap something, I usually just kind of do that to it and then roll it off. It's generally what I do. But needs a little more cutting. And tap that up there nice. So what we got to do is we got to finish welding it down there. We got to finish welding along there. Finish welding it down there. Finish welding it down there. Then what's going to happen? This is actually, we got square tubing. I know we got some square tubing that comes up right here actually. There's some square tubing where it's connected right here. I think there's a brace. But we'll run some square tubing on the inside down here. And then we can cut this off and weld this to the square tubing, cut this off, and then weld that to the square tubing, which makes it even stronger again because this back part of the wheel well needs to be connected too. You can see on the inside down there, in the back, from the piece of the square tubing, that is right there, that piece of square tubing right there, there has to be a piece of square tubing welded to that wheel well, goes down to that back piece, and then we can weld the wheel well, cut the wheel well, and weld it to the square tubing. And basically, I do not care. I guess I just showed you. I do not care what the shape is in there. I like, you know, I want that as much as I can. I want most of the car I can. But basically, what I want is the car to be. I want the integrity back in the shell of the car, and that has to be connected back there. And we'll connect that wheel well back there just like they did. But it's just going to be a little bit different. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to be honest with you. It connects it back together. How long has it been? 57 minutes. I got two pieces in, the wheel well fixed. If someone come back to you and said, I got the one wheel well done in 57 minutes, you could get the other one done, right? You know, and if you wanted to restore that, I guess, if you wanted to make that round, it takes more time. Yes, it does. But that's not who I want to be anymore. I'm not much into restoring cars anymore. I like to make things. And we've just made our inside wheel well match to our skeleton of our floor. We changed the shape. It fits nice. You could come along here if you wanted to. You could come along here and weld that up if you wanted to. You can seam seal that. You could weld the face of it and grind it, fill it. You could do anything you want to. But basically, that wheel well now is tied into the car, which makes it stronger because we've got that rust tied in there. Now we have to go to the other side, get that one done. And then we go to the back part and get that connected. And then we'll have a section over here that's cut out, and then we'll have square tubing, cut that off, and continue on. Let's give a hat or shirt away to our amazing fans. We appreciate all the comments. I don't think I was upset yesterday. People saying I was upset. That's not even close. You've never seen Chad Hiltz upset, because if you did, you would know. Believe me. Would they, baby? That wasn't even close, was it? Not even not even a drop in the bucket. But let's give away a hat or a shirt. Watch yourself. I'd have caught you. I'd have caught you. Well, that was fun to make that. That really was. I basically had to just stop for a minute and go for it. Basically, that's about it. And first thing I go to is that Bristol board, cardboard, to make a pattern of some sort. And I guess as long as you can get it put together and make it look half decent, I'm generally happy. And the wheel well went fine. When the wheel goes inside, we'd never know the difference. Also, we've put the integrity back into the front of the wheel well. We've got to do the same to the other side. And then it'll be onto the doors. I'd like to see Jolene take this thing up the road cautiously. 978 comments. Wow. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. And right there is why we need conflict sometimes. On this page, we need conflict to get the comments and the views up, and conflict does it every once in a while. Without conflict, it's not much art, is it? Without conflict. Let's press start. 900 and how many?
978.
That didn't start it? Oh, Sora, I thought it was touchscreen. Anyways, here we go. Let's get a good one. I ate nuts. Is that what it says? I ain't nuts? I ain't nuts. Yeah, that hockey can be brutal. I am an ice skating survivor, LOL. Yes, it can. I just turned 50 this year, and I played hockey most of my life, I guess, and you really have to be careful when you go out there. I'm at the point where I played organized hockey all my life, and I went a little ways in it, but that part of my life is, I look at that competition thing kind of over. I'm not in a competition no more. I'm not in that. It's hard to have a friendly game of hockey sometimes. It is. You can have a friendly game, but I do not want to get hurt out there and not be able to come to work. That's mainly the most thing I don't want to do. But I had fun playing hockey, and it can be rough. It's like the dog that wiped his ass with sandpaper. Rough, rough. Have a good one, everybody, and thanks for all the comments and stuff. Let's face it. I mean, having conflict makes things go forward, does it not? Because we all have to talk about it and discuss it and figure it out. But there's many things that we can do. If it comes down to it, we can put we can put some insulation on the perforated metal, or we can even change it to a piece of aluminum. Yes, we can. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.